Hi, I'm Dante, the DarkAbridgerEX's, and I make these. Remember that video from a year ago? Me too! A lot has changed since, and it's not just the outdated prices. If you haven't seen the original video, feel free to check it out, because we'll be talking about what's happened since, what's going on now, and where I want to go moving forwards. At the beginning of me setting the flag, signaling I've returned, I've made a slow but steady progress trying to get myself back into the game. While the first few months were on the slow side, I eventually started to make decent progress, finally releasing episode 8 of GM18, the first Manly and Girly Idols episode. I finally released the Resident Evil 1 spood after having a third of the script laying dormant for 4 years, also releasing my Silent Hill 2 spood, My Restless Nightmares, Dirty Little Sinners. On top of that, I've been working on releasing short spood skits that still provide bits of comedy in between these releases, given the fact that all my spoods are now full length instead of episodic. I've also been doing a podcast, known as Spoodcast, once a month to just talk about life and media with my guest, alongside doing some improv entertainment. The Spoodcast, while not exactly what people want, also serves as a progress report for me, as I do report some updates at the end. And while there were a few times where 2 Spoodcasts would be next to each other, I've made a hard effort this 2020 to make sure that I've got content in between each episode via Spood skits. Aside from released content, there's also been work in progress stuff for sequels people have been waiting for a long time. Back in 2019, I finished writing Season 1 for GM18 and had the songs all written and recorded. At the moment, we're still waiting for all of the voice actors to turn everything in. On top of that, I've been rewatching Season 2 and the movie to take notes and potentially get those written as well, so I can finally conclude my most ambitious project and also be one of the few abridgers who actually finished a freaking abridged anime. But of course, I still need all the voice actors to finish their stuff. Along with that, most people have already seen the fact that we're finally getting the ball rolling on the Devil May Cry 1 spood, and as we speak, after this video has been uploaded, it is being edited. But wait, there's more! A week or two prior to this recording, I was getting around to finally writing my Resident Evil 2 spood. I made it a goal this 2020 to release a sequel for each of my existing spood series, and prove that your Dante DarkAbridgerEX is here to bring back his divine comedy. See what I did there? Part of my progression was all thanks to the progress made in my personal life. The spike in progress in my channel came with me finally quitting my job, but in exchange, I now work elsewhere. However, my new workplace has been a real blast to work at and has been treating me very well. The adjustment to my schedule has also helped accommodate the time I need to make progress in my spoods while keeping me relatively stable financially. Education-wise, I've managed to finally have one more semester left in the summer with my community college before I could finally finish my last 2 years at a university. 2019 was my year to break out from the darkness, both personal and success-wise, while 2020 was my year to rise up further as Dante and DarkAbridgerEX. And then, the world exploded. Holy fuck! At the time of this video, the world is currently going through an epidemic which has caused us to be put under lockdown. I was amongst the many who got furloughed, which means I'm locked out of my job until the lockdown is over, and my classes went from in-person to online. For many, this is a real setback for people who were hoping to have my 2019 in their 2020. For me, it's been a bit of a purgatory, because the reality for me is, this is what my life was going to be like if I was able to 100% quit my blue-collar job. The only difference would be, I'd actually have the ability to go out, and I'd still have money in my pocket. It's been a month since that initial lockdown. Since then, I've been making the progress, as I mentioned, with the Devil May Cry 1 and Resident Evil 2, along with the notes I took for GM18 Season 2. There's even a few spood skits I got lined up, and this is just with 1 month. The time is now for content creators like myself to bust out their guns and provide entertainment for those who have been locked in. To quote a meme, I'm once again asking you to support your boy. I'm fired up more than ever to tackle the bucket list of games that I want to spood and get out. A year ago when I started this whole Patreon, I was still naive on what I had to do. I was too ambitious with how I set everything up versus what I was actually delivering. So since then, I've lowered down the prices that are a tad more true with what I actually really just wanted. Accessible entertainment for my fans. Now the $1 tier gets you access to the Discord server, and the bloopers are now $5 that also come with the work-in-progress previews and gaming stream requests. The $10 now just gets you into the broadcast, the work-in-progress discussion and contribution channel. My goal is to reach $800. If 1/3 of my currently 4.78k subscribers at least gave $1, I can easily reach that goal, along with making my Discord super lively. Once I get to that goal, I could be moderately comfortable without a blue-collar job and keep going the way I am now, even when the lockdown is over. When I obtain that goal, I will do a spoon that I previously said no to, with the help of you guys coming up with a group consensus of what you want me to do. On top of that, I'll even move the blooper tier to the $1, thus being true to my desire for accessibility. I started messy, I'll admit it. I didn't prove myself then, but this year, I want to change that. I want to keep up with my passion and show YouTube that video game parodies / abridging has not died. To further demonstrate how far I've set my sights to, I will now, for the first time outside of Patreon, read to you the current Spood bucket list of everything I ideally want to do before I go pro. I want to do the entire mainline Resident Evil games that I haven't done. 0, 2, 3, and including the remakes of 1, 2, and 3, Code Veronica X, Revelations 1 and 2, the rest of Devil May Cry, that includes 2, maybe not the reboot, also includes the anime, Silent Hill 3 and 4, specifically those 2 because I just want to do the Team Silent ones, House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn if it comes out to consoles in that time, the Fatal Frame PS2 trilogy, because I don't own a Wii and it's really impossible to obtain the other ones after that, Clock Tower 3, Haunting Ground, I actually do have a script for this partially written, Lifeline, the Time Crisis series, Vampire Knight, Mortal Kombat reboot, and maybe 10 or 11. I don't have 11 at the moment. Tekken, mainly just focusing on the Mishima story, and then a lot on 6 and 7. Judgment, and potentially the Yakuza series, 0 through 6, and Dead Souls. Currently, that's 40 games, and that's not even counting GM18 or the DMC anime. It's a rather big and ambitious plate, especially now that I don't do spoods episodically anymore. But with your guys' help and some additional voice actors, I could probably do this within the 2 to 3 years I have left in college. I want to leave a mark all the people who've influenced me before left on me, to the various fans of these games and anime that I want to spood. This 2020, can you help me? Don't you dare say it! Hit the jackpot. Special shoutouts to Mystery Diz, Voice Coon, and Jake. You guys are currently making me cry. Diz has been supporting me for quite a long time, and then Jake and Voice Coon just recently threw in the bonus Illy tier, and that means a lot to me, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that these words that just came out of my mouth aren't just words. That's not how I roll. So let's make 2020 the year I hit the jackpot. And if not, I'll keep doing my best the way I am now and hope we can get some more stuff out there. We'll see you guys all next time.